Hi girls, today we're ready for another video and we're going to be talking about something that you need to know before being active in that department. All right, so today we're going to be talking about dating in London. I'm going to share with you what you need to know about dating in London because woof, dating in London, girl, it's not for the faint-hearted. All right. So I'm going to share with you some key stuff so you're then ready to enjoy your dating experience. Okay, so number one, it's not for the weak. First things first, honestly, before starting dating in London, I want you to think. Just know that it's not going to be all fun and roses, and it's not going to be like a movie, Coup de foudre in Notting Hill. That's a movie for a reason, all right? So just prepare mentally. Okay, now number two. What do I have for you, girl? I wrote it down, so let's see. Yes, second one, crucial. Build up your self-esteem. Before going into any dating arena anyways, even before, like whether it be in London or Paris or New York or wherever you are, Mumbai, Shanghai, like you need to have your self-esteem ready, girl. Okay, then your self-esteem, girl. You need to know that you're that girl. You've always been that girl. You will always be that girl. Honestly, like your self-esteem needs to be on top. You need to know that your worth is not dependent on what will happen to you in the dating world. So really just know that you're amazing. You're a princess. You're a queen. You are an empress. You are the best. And you're worthy of the best treatment there is to be received. Just know that. Honestly, just know that before engaging in dating. Crucial. Now, let's get into it, shall we? Shall we, girl? So now, I really want to talk about dating in London especially, and what you need to know is that in London, I've noticed that clarity is the norm. You will meet a lot of men who will say, let's see where it goes. I go with the flow. There is only one flow. Is the one taking you to the marriage, the only flow that is existing. All right, the only flow that there is, because they love to say like, I'm not sure, we will see. Whenever you hear that, run. If it's not sure, well, I'm not here to convince you. When you see me, I should convince you. You should know already what you want to do with me. So no, and actually when they see you, they already know, to be honest with you. They already know if they want you for one moment, a few months, a year, if you're the woman of their life, they know already. So if a man tell you, I'm not sure, I go with the flow, just don't engage. Just exit the situation. Stop the mission here and now. Okay, so this one. Then still related to unclarity is something that I've noticed. I don't want to make it a generality, because I've also met men that were really amazing. So it's just so you're aware of what is in the dating pool. You will also notice that some men are sometimes low effort, in the sense that they would just like to try to secure time with you for as little effort as possible. Whenever you flag that, exit the situation. You exit the situation. You excuse yourself. You exit the situation. You just leave the situation altogether. Exit. Stop the mission. Whenever you sense, you can smell low effort, you exit the situation. Thank you so much. So low effort, what does it look like? They don't follow up before the date. They don't say, okay, like I said, we're still in for tomorrow. They don't like to make the booking, or maybe they're not sure where you're gonna go. They don't even have an idea of where is it, what is it, whatever. We don't like that in this house. We don't. So you can see that. Or when you ask for something and it feels like for them, it's like pushing. Oh no, the man that is for you, he would be happy to plan the date. He would be happy to take the lead. And also it goes back to what girl, like, are you even attracted to that? If you are, that's your thing, that's great. But are you? Then expectations. expectations change based on your culture. So London is a global city and we love that, but it also needs that we need to be aware of some stuff. All right, I was surprised when I saw the data that 40% of Londoners are foreign born. What? So it just shows you how many people are coming from different places of the world, and we love it so much. But the little but, and I've never said but for this, there's a little but. It just means that when we come to dating, we need to be aware of the different expectations, because let's say someone comes from a country, they have an approach to dating that's really different to yours and all of that. So it means that there is to be some adaptation, some understanding of that as well. And also, if you're not from the UK yourself, you can be like, oh, that's how they date in the UK. And also you have some people that are from the UK, but other that are not from the UK. And just like, okay, what do we do? Because we all have different expectations. That's where knowing yourself is crucial. So let's say that you are a French girly or you're Latin girly, so you're from Italy, Spain, or Latin American, and basically in those cultures, love is expressed a lot through words. Words of affirmation is really, really big. It's a lot through a gesture of love and showing the love and expressing the love. And if you come to the UK expecting that you have a very different. So do not expect a guy who is from Essex or Sussex, and we love Essex and Sussex, but don't expect them to start acting like a guy, like an Italian guy will tell you, oh, and I love you, and now you're this and that. It's not, they're not really like that. So you need to be aware of that. But maybe you can find a fellow Italian who is also in London, and then boom, you will be happy together. Who knows? But that's something to take into consideration when it comes to dating. What you expect also based on your cultural upbringing. There is a bit of that. So you need to be aware. And I've noticed that when it comes to dating, the culture is really reserved. In the UK, they don't really express their feelings like that. And they're not really into grand gesture like you would see, like maybe in Mexico and Brazil and Latam. Like, they're not really like that. So if you expect that, just be aware that it may not be the thing. And I've spoken to girls from various parts of the world who came to London and we talked about dating, and they were surprised because it's really different from what they experienced in their home country. So they were a bit like, oh, is it how it is there? Because they expect a certain level of investment from the man emotionally, and when they see that it's not really expressed how it is in their native country, they're a bit surprised, sometimes disappointed, sometimes still like, oh, okay, it's how it is here. So just know that it's also come into consideration. If you're a girl from Asia, for my Chinese girlies, 我中国女生, for our girls from China, I've noticed actually that Chinese culture and British culture can sometimes be a bit similar, because both don't really say like I love you. You won't really hear a Chinese man go like whiny whiny. It's not really in the culture, so they're mostly into showing their love through acts of services and all of that. So it's more like how it's shown in Asia. And if you're from China and you're going into the UK, maybe you would find that, yeah, Chinese culture and British culture are a bit closer when it comes to that. But another major difference in that, for example, in the UK, you won't find that the importance of family is as present as it is in China. For example, when in China, even when it comes to dating, family are sometimes involved and all of that. In UK, it's not really the case. You won't find the family very involved in the dating life of a guy here, and whatever his family thinks is not as important as it would be if you were with a Chinese man. So you see, the cultural aspect of things also plays a role. Not saying it's impossible, just saying that it's something to take into account. So if you want to go from someone who has totally different cultural background as you, go for it. But just know that it would take some adaptation. If you're thinking like, you know what, I don't like headaches, I just want something simple, you could just go with a fellow Chinese man in London or a fellow Italian in London. But just know that this is what you will encounter. So cultural differences are real. Expectations in love based on cultural differences are real. This is what I would say. Next one. So It's next, but it's still similar. It's being aware of love languages. So it's something that you need to know, whether it's cultural or personal. You need to know your love language. So it's based on Gary Chapman's book. Five of them, and there are five of them. So number one is word of affirmation. Think of our fellow Italian and all of that, really like the Latin side, expressing, saying what you love. Then we have act of services. Then we have quality time, spending time together, making some memories. Then we have gifts. I don't know about you, but who doesn't love a gift? And then we have, did I say physical touch? It's for the hugger and all of that. So these are five love languages. We all have one dominant and a second one. And this is how we like to receive love. And this is how we tend to give love. But sometimes what happens is that you love someone with word of affirmation and they do not care about word of affirmations. They love acts of services. So you can tell them they're the best and that it doesn't go straight to their heart. But if you help them when they're moving a house, it will go straight to their heart. So it's something good for you to know, that you also have your own love language, and that when you meet a man, you can ask or observe what is his love language and are your love language compatible? Because if you love word of affirmation and the guy you meet also love word of affirmation, then that's perfect. That's a match. That's amazing. And if he doesn't, then you need to know, can I be with someone who doesn't give me words of affirmation when I crave, when I love word of affirmation? There's that as well. So something to take into consideration. Next one. Don't confuse potential with reality. Let me say one more time for the girlies in the back. I'm not. But anyways. Don't confuse potential for reality. London is a city filled with potential because everybody is on the green, everybody is ambitious, but don't confuse potential with reality. I know some girls love project management. When it comes to dating, we do not want project management. We want enjoyment, we want love, we want to be able to let go. We're not here to manage a project. We're not going to manage a project. Do you get it? So since we won't manage a project, we won't get into project management and we won't confuse potential with reality. The man that is in front of you at the beginning is on his best behavior, is giving you the best he can. And who he is today, it's who he is. Just take it. That's who this person is. So don't confuse their potential with reality. It could be the man of your life, or it couldn't. And chances are that maybe it's not, and that's fine. So don't confuse potential with reality. They talk also about like the nurse syndrome. We're not into nursing, into project management. No, we're not. We're not on this address, not on this channel at least. And next one, screen efficiently and quickly. So when you meet a man, I don't want you to fall into the trap of let's see where it goes, let's go with the flow. We don't have time. You screen efficiently and quickly. You see something you don't like, out the door. You see you're not compatible on something, out the door. You see the way he treats the waiter and you didn't like it, out the door. You see it, you say it, you sort it, out the door. That's all. Just screen efficiently. And think of yourself like a Ivy League. Like, think of yourself as Harvard. Does Harvard University accept anyone? And be like, oh, we go with the flow. Maybe you'll get a degree. No, they don't. You don't even get a seat without passing the screening test. So why would the way to your heart be easier? Like, think of yourself as an Ivy League. They need, first of all, they need to apply. They need to be like an application. They need to have certain criteria. They need to fit what you're looking for. Is this how Harvard? Isn't it how Harvard operates? Good. Then there is the whole application process. And when there is something that Harvard doesn't like, what does Harvard do? Boom, you're out of the process. It's the same for your dating life, baby girl. All right? Screen efficiently and quickly. And think of yourself as Harvard and Ivy League. The whole process. You don't like something, buy out the door. That's it. You don't have to feel sorry for them. Honestly, that's life. They also screen you out. So everybody's here to screen someone. So we do it kindly. We're not mean, but we are firm and efficient. We are firm and efficient in the process. All right. And next one, have standards and maintain them, which is a bit related to what I said about the Ivy League, is that you have your standards, you know what you want, you know what you want, you know what your criteria are, you know how you expect to be treated, and you won't tolerate less. So you just have standard and you maintain them. This is the difficult part. A lot of girls have standard or say they do, but when it comes to real life, do you maintain the standard? So have standards and maintain them. Don't try to be the cool girl. Honestly, in London, with the fast pace of life, everything going quick, everyone being ambitious, everyone having plans, and so you feel like, oh, I don't want to be an inconvenience, and saying like I can only meet on that day, that day, or someone's like, no, I don't want to be like high maintenance. I want to be the cool girl. Girl, you already are the cool girl. You know what is a cool girl? Is a girl that has standard. You know why is it so cool? Because it's a challenge. And you know why it's so cool to be a challenge? Because it means you're going to attract guys that are providing effort for you. And this is what you want. Don't you want a man that gives some effort into you, that plans the date and all of that? Honestly, I think this is what you deserve. Not someone where you're afraid and like, oh, I'm so scared to tell him I can't that day. I'm so scared. I have to do it to fold myself in four. This is saying we have in French, je plie en quatre, just so he's happy. No, girl. No, girl. Okay? No, 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 no. Good. I think you got it now. You already are the cool girl, and the cool girl is the one that has standard, because standard are hot. It's really hot. You know what is hot? It's thinking of yourself as an Ivy League university, because this is what you are. You're 1 in a million. You're amazing. And that's how we're going to end this video. So this is what you need to know before dating in London. 1, it's not for the weak. 2, build up your self-esteem. 3, unclarity is the norm, but don't participate in that. Just say what you want from the get-go. 4, low effort. Ooh, this is not what we like. 5, expectations change based on culture, so it's related also to love languages. And 6, don't confuse potential with reality. We're not doing project management. 7, screen efficiently and quickly. Think of yourself as an Ivy League university girl. You are Harvard. And 8, have standard and maintain them. Don't try to be the cool girl. You already are. And with that being said, I just want to end the video by saying it's not that deep. It's just about knowing yourself, loving yourself, being firm of what you want, on what you want, and saying no to anything that is not what you want, which is easier said than done. But once you have strong self-esteem and clarity on what you want, it's actually very easy. Ha 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 ha. And last one, because I'm feeling generous, don't forget to meet people in real life. I think real life is really cool. Join some clubs, go to some events, friends of friends, conferences, coffees. Honestly, you can meet so many people in London. And I think it's something that I really love about the city. And meeting shouldn't just be about like apps and online and social media. I think meeting is really fun when it's organic and in real life. And I really invite you to explore that route as well, because you won't know what you're going to, who you're going to meet, and that's really exciting. Also, try a bit on your eye contact, because I've noticed guys in the UK, they don't really come to you unless you give them the green light with your eye contact. So that's a tip from someone who's been there for a while. Bye.